I'm Liam.
And I'm Georgia. We've packed up our lives in Australia and moved to the other side of the world to travel and explore.
We're converting a van from scratch to live in full time and are filming the process.
We hope you enjoyed this series and we're so excited for you to join us on this journey.
Good morning. It is -1 degrees outside, but it is a beautiful sunny day. Little update, we have finally finished insulating the entire roof with the board. We've taped it all up. We've done the majority of the walls, and we've had quite a few deliveries come in as well. We've had windows, skylights, the ply for the walls and floor, so we're really keen to get going. So today's goal is going to be to measure the distance from where the floor is going to be to the wall here so that we can get the right height to put the window in. And if we're feeling confident, we might even give it a crack today, cutting these out.
So we're installing the window, but for the nibbler we need to have an access point first. So I'm going to use this step drill piece to create a hole. We've just drawn out this square just so I can practice, because obviously it's going to be my first time using a nibbler. So
It's a 500 by 350mm window. We've done all the measurements. We've marked it out on here. We've used the set square, made sure it's all square and level. How's that feel, putting a hole in the wall?
nerve-wracking. Do that again. Is that your willy or your finger? So now I've cut the hole with the step drill. I'm going to use the nibbler now and just practice using this square, just because I've never used one before.
The nibbler took us both a little while to get used to, but after a bit of trial and error, we decided it's definitely the best way to cut through thin sheet metal like this. We then did a test fit of the window to make sure it fits, and then Georgia gave it a wipe down with some methylated spirits just to make sure the silicone stuck properly. A nice thick layer of silicone around there. Let's see how we go. Definitely the right way up.
Yes.
Now, I didn't get the footage of us touching it up after this, but basically we went around again from the outside with the silicone, made sure it was a nice clean finish, and then we popped the inside of the frame on, which had screws, and that sort of clamped it together to give it a nice tight seal.
We have a window.
I've spent today building this scaffolding frame so that we can just drive the van straight in underneath there and work on it throughout the duration of the build to access the roof. So it's just over 2.75 those planks across. And I'm just going to leave this up and it should come in very handy. Unfortunately though, I grossly underestimated the height of the van. It's actually 3.3 meters tall, and that's without any skylights or vents on the top. Alright, so even though we initially built the scaffolding out in the field, it's just been too wet and we've been getting bogged every time we tried to take it in. So we relocated it to the driveway so it's a little bit more level. We can drive right in here. So today we're going to attempt to do the fiberglass repair on the front. We got this from Tool Station, Big Boy Fiberglass Repair Kit. It comes with a few little sheets, so we got that. It's super pungent, so we've got masks for it as well. Some sandpaper. I'm going to get up there and see how we go. So I'm up on top, and here is the fiberglass patch we're going to be repairing today. So it's about the size of my palm. I am going to get the heat gun first and just hit it with that because it's a little bit damp. Need to make sure it's fully dry before we go for it. I gave it a good blast with the heat gun just to make sure there's no moisture in there. Alright, that is starting to singe, so I think that should be good. It feels nice and dry, nice and hot. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is rough the area up with some sandpaper. So this is what it looks like right now. I'll show you again afterwards. So I've just got a coarse to medium grit block with me. Just going to do around the edges.
So let's rough that up a bit, but there's a lot of fine dust. So I'll use a rag with some acetone just to give that a good clean. All right, so now that's taken away all those rough edges. I've taken away all the fine dust as well. I'm gonna start prepping this. This one here comes with a resin and also a hardener, or catalyst rather. So it's 100 parts of this to 3 parts this. So you mix that up in the cup, add this, give it a good mix, and that's what creates your fiberglass hardener resin. All right, so I've cut my 2 sheets. They overlap the area all by about 15 mil on each side. So I need just over a quarter of this, if I'm assuming that's 100 grams. That's about right.
I then made sure to give it a nice liberal coat before the first layer of fiberglass, and then also on top of the final layer of fiberglass.
So I've pretty much lathered that on and overlapped all around the edges just to make sure that it all gets stuck down properly. Definitely wear the gloves, this stuff is sticky. It is a very nice day out today. It is the 2nd of January. It has not been that cold yet. This morning it was 0 degrees when we woke up, and that was the first bit of frost that we've had really since we got here in mid-November. But it's nice, sun's out, all good. All right, so it says it's going to take about an hour for this to set. As I said, it's pretty cold today, so it might take a little bit longer. If you're in a warmer environment, it's going to cure quicker. So I might get down and come back up in an hour and a half, see how we went. So it's been just under 2 hours. This thing is rock solid. I'm very pleased with that. So we'll give it another day or 2 before we actually put the hose on it, because I just do want to make sure it has fully set. But yeah, seems all right.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Next week we'll be finalising the installation of the windows, as well as starting to build the front wall in the bedroom. We also start putting the first bits of plywood onto the walls. Thank you, and we'll see you then.